check the feed, check the brakes. If it moves in plastic, we talking about it.
You actually go outside in these things? What would you prefer? Yellow spandex?
Yeah. Welcome to the channel.
Damn!
Yeah. Welcome to the channel. Breaking toy news like a siren in the night. Posting figures fresh out the factory.
think you're funny, don't you?
Toy
I know I am. The famous comedian Arnold Braunschweiger.
Decepticons scheming, hit a battle call. Maximus rise, Predacons attack. Beast Wars energy, yeah, we bring it back.
Did you see anything? No, sir. I didn't see you playing with your dolls.
Loki's on deck, yeah, they switching the game. Dr. Wu, magic, shell presence wild. From bots to bricks, still a toy loving child. G.I. Joe locked in, Cobra strike back. Destro slinging Baroness, yeah, the plot stays stacked. Marvel legends pose like heroes in frames. Superheroes saving days, yeah, they live up the name. Imports on deck, joints straight from Japan. Every figure tell a story when it's hit in my hand. This ain't just toys, it's a culture we see. Plastic,
well, I'll tell you, nobody handles garbage better than we do.
Online, we talk it, we break it. Every single time, this ain't just toys, it's a culture we see. Plastic,
You don't remember?
For you, the day bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday. What are you smiling about?
Dude, I almost had you.
Moving news rolling like a midnight reel. Box office numbers and what critics feel. From failures to kills, breakdowns on screen, discussing what it means and what could have been. Men on films, vibes, talk cinema deep.
And welcome to Men on Films, the show that looks at movies from a male point of view.
Closing part, reviews with flavor, not scared of debate. If it's fire, we praise it. If not,
Hated it.
Stories to stay. Yeah, we talk movies the proper way. This
I don't remember. Dude, that was like a porno.
That's such an old movie.
Yeah.
Buzzing online, we talk, we break it every single time. This ain't just toys, it's a culture we see. From plastic to pixels, yeah, we give you the feel. We talk, we break it every single time.
Welcome to my next review. This is the Transformers Commander Class Studio Series Transformers the Movie, Constructicons Long Haul and Hook. Now this is my kid's and he's letting me review it. We are, what are we, 4 of 6 on these guys? This is our last two members, and then we'll move on to Devastator review. But first things first, let's take a look at the packaging. So there is not much room on the turntable for these guys. But here's the front of the box, and there's the top. Constructicon hook, Constructicon long haul. Bottom's got the legal crap and the barcode. The side, oh, I can't show this without knocking that off, but there's some pretty cool artwork. And then the opposite side, yeah, just knock them down because just too much stuff. There's Devastator, and there it says 3 of 5. And then here's the back of the box, and we see that scene from the movie where Devastator is fighting the Dinobots, and then everything's great. All right, so let's take a look at these guys. Let's get the turntable out of here. And here is, put that down a bit. long haul. And then he does have his little trailer. But let's and then here's Hook. And they both do roll really well. One thing that's nice about long haul, everything pretty much stores on it. Here is their weapons. They can just kind of plug in. I thought that's where it plugged in, was right here. And then long hauls can plug in on the side. So yeah, let's get a look at it. So here is Hook. And let's get him transformed. All right, one more thing before we go on a transformation. There's a little bit of a play feature. The crane can go up, can't rotate, and then it can extend. Not a whole lot. And then there is a port on the side of this gun, and it plugs in here. Totally forgot. All right, so starting off with transformation first, we want to not have this all the way in, pull it out a little bit, so that way we can fold the hook up like that. Next, we want to lift these flaps up right here, and then this whole piece can lift up and slide down. And then it kind of tabs in the back. That's Devastator's head. Now we can bring the arms out, bring them down, and then there is like a elbow. Flip the fist out, and then we're kind of looking like that. Bring those flaps down. Next, we want to separate the front of the crane. Now we can lower that. That's the foot. And then lower. So like on a double hinge. And bring the foot out. And then we're like that. So lower the foot piece out and then bring that double hinge down. And bring the hook down. And that is Hook. So let's kind of get a look at him. Really decent head sculpt. Nice deco for the Decepticon logo. These appear to be painted, the shins. And here he is from the side. Yeah, the crane is the backpack, but not too bad. Let's go over articulation while we got him out. Head's on a ball joint. A little bit of left and right. Forward and back a little bit. 360, of course. Shoulders. I mean, if you lift that up, I mean, you can go all the way up. But if that flaps down, you don't even get 90. You gotta lift that flap up. 360, it's on a hinge. Same thing with the shoulder to hinge. There's a bicep swivel. It's a mushroom peg. And then there's double jointed elbows. The wheel kind of gets in the way. That's about the most you can go forward. Not too bad. No wrist rotation, mainly because no waist rotation, mainly because of the Devastator head. Nothing in the wrist. I mean, they can go in, but that's transformation. Legs can go that far forward. They can go that far back. They're on hinge. Universal hinges can go that far for the splits. Thigh swivel, single jointed knee, but less than 90. And there's a rocker. So I mean, he could do the splits if his crane wasn't in the way. He's a tripod. And then he can wield his blaster. Alright, so let's move on and let's do long haul. Alright, let's take a look at long haul. So, I just keep popping this off. Anyways, let's get the trailer out of here. So, it's what we'll do. We'll cover this when we actually do Devastator, but let's get a look at it. So this is his trailer, and there's the hitch. All the extra pieces are pretty much on this. Really cool deco to kind of actually make this look like an actual trailer, but you can see the chest pieces under there. And then there's long haul. You can store his weapon on the side like this. It does come in 2 pieces, but then here is long haul. Decent detail there on the front. A little bit of detail on the side. Not a bad looking figure. But let's get to his transformation. First thing we want to do is lift his legs out like so. Then we're going to untab the arms. Pull those up and then bring them down. Make sure they're tabbed. If there's a secondary hinge you want to bring them down on. And then make sure that that's tabbed. See, now we want to bring the body down, and that just pretty much pops his head out. But you bring that out the rest of the way, and then collapse his front end. Then you want to fold this flap down, flap that like that, and then there's on each knee there's like a tab. You want to make sure that's tabbed because the knees are actually right here. Flip out the hands, and that's long haul. Pretty simple transformation. Stout little guy. Now if you remember Combiner Wars, he was just an absolute chunk. Is that tabbed? Did I not tab it? There. Okay, so make sure that that's tabbed. But here is long haul. A little bit of paint right here on the waist. Some paint on the legs. A little bit of kibble. Oh, one thing I forgot. We got to flip out his heels first. There we go. And then here's the back, and then the opposite side. Still a little bit of a chunky boy, but not as bad as the Combiner Wars. So let's go over articulation. The head can rotate. It can kind of go forward and back. That's mainly due to that hinge, but the head is basically half of head on a plate. The arms can go up to there, 360. Bicep swivel because it's a ball. Single jointed elbow, ball joint. Maybe a smidge more than 90 degrees. Legs can go that far forward, that far back. Thigh rotation, 90 degrees. You can do the splits. Knee has a tab. Single jointed knee. Can't get more than 90. I do like the detail work there. And then there is a rocker, a deep rocker. And comes with his gun, and he can wield his blaster. So yeah, let's bring the rest of the members in and do like a size comparison. All right, so we got Hook and Long Haul next to each other. I might have to push these back a little bit to fit all these guys. So there's Bone Crusher, Scrapper. Scrapper's so short compared to these guys. See, Mix Master. Am I gonna be able to get them all in the shop? Where'd Scavenger go? And from our last review, Scavenger. So yeah, tight little fit, but there's our team. So is what we'll do. We'll do a final thoughts, and then the next review will be building Devastator. So let's move on to final thoughts. Alright, so let's move on to my final thoughts of the Studio Series Transformers, the movie, Long Haul, Constructicon Long Haul, and Constructicon Hook. Well, it is a commander class, right? So we get the stuff. We get the things to combine. Actually, these guys feel pretty decent. You can tell when Hasbro spends money and when they cheap out and do deluxes like Scavenger and Bone Crusher. But as these as individual units, I think of the two, I think I like Hook the most. It's a more like unique, or I think in-depth transformation. Both of them are kind of limited on articulation. One for Long Haul because he's just chunky in those legs. Hook actually is probably the most agile of the two. Decent set. We'll see how this is all combined. Like I said, the Hasbro has to be your thing, right? I think it's a good starting. No, I just feel like you get something better for your buck on third party, especially legend scale stuff. My kid loves them though, but I mean, I think they're still for kids. For me, I don't know if I want to recommend this or not. It's really, if you're a Hasbro collector, then yeah, it probably fits well with your collection. I feel it's an improvement compared to the Combiner Wars. I did own the Combiner Wars. I just thought it was a big chunk mess. This is not as chunky, but I still think it's not big enough. Like they needed a happy medium in between the Combiner Wars and this one. And this one needed to be a little bit bigger, I think, for scale. But I'm looking forward to doing the combine, to doing Devastator, and then giving my like final thoughts on this. But that's all I have for this one. I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. Check me out on all the socials, Talib1980_collects, where we do 2 reviews a week. We got live streams every Tuesday, 1 a.m. for news and review. Thursday for Well Actually, and then Saturday Men on Films. So just keep just hit that like, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, comments, and share this video. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care and peace.
Talib 1980 collects, yeah, that's the name. From shelves to the screen, still playing the game. With YouTube dead, better culture career. If you love collectibles, this where you step. Instagram scrolls, TikTok clips, X for the talk, Facebook hits, Twitch going live. Yeah, we building a base, community strong, worldwide space. If you rock with the vibe, don't hesitate. Subscribe to the channel, yeah, elevate. Follow, like, share, let the algorithm spin. Tap the bell, stay live. Let the journey begin. This ain't just toys, it's a culture we see. From plastic to pixels, yeah, we give you the fee. If it dropped, if it leaked, if it buzzing online, we talk it, we break it every single time.